If you need any Xbox or PlayStation codes or any cheap PC games, check the referral link in the description down below. It'll take you to G2A, and you can use the code CHES at checkout for an extra discount. Also, there's an upcoming $1 entry FIFA Ultimate Team tournament where you can win up to 50,000 FIFA points. Check the link in the description down to Gamer Saloon and sign up now. Hey guys, how's it going? Cheers back again and welcome to episode number 52 of the Chelsea career mode here on FIFA 16. We start with the second leg away from home in the Champions League against Wolfsburg. Obviously we drew the first leg by a single goal to a single goal. It was 1-1 and we've been in indifferent form actually recently since that particular game. As you saw in yesterday's episode, things didn't necessarily go our way. There was a lot of rather poor luck, to be completely honest, but we've been rotating the squad quite heavily recently because of the amount of fixtures we've got at the particular moment in time. We don't have the the ability to play this full strength first team in every single game because stamina wise they just can't do it. So our league form has taken a knock, but hopefully it will pay dividends in the Champions League. So we had the first chance there through Diego Costa. Unfortunately, fired it straight at the goalkeeper. 28 yards out though, this free kick from Gareth Bale. So much power on it. Brilliant set piece. We are 1-0 up on the night and 2-1 up on aggregate. As we went into this game, Wolfsburg didn't necessarily need to score. A 0-0 draw would have been enough to see them go through and away goals, but this goal has nullified that threat, and that means that we now can go to extra time via a 1-1 score draw tonight if that happens, or obviously if we're able to get a second, then brilliant, or Wolfsburg get two, then they go through an aggregate. Effectively, it's only one singular result that can take us to extra time. Wolfsburg now have to score, and we are in the driving seat of proceedings as things stand. Into the second half we go. Really poor pass by them, followed by a really poor pass by me, but luckily Thibaut Courtois was on hand to make a good save from Union Draxler's shot. He obviously scored a late equaliser in the first leg, a very good late equaliser, but it was pretty disappointing to have conceded in such a fashion. Maximilian Arnold though will take the following corner, and up goes Virinha of all players. Not the tallest, but wins the header, but again straight at Thibaut Courtois, not to worry. Could have played this one short from the corner though. You can see Neymar just stood there waiting in loads of space on the edge of the box. Seems to be a sort of technique that you can exploit this year on FIFA 16. Pretty sure in real life teams would eventually get wise to it, but question of whether Diego Costa should have had a penalty there. Gets wiped out. Couldn't quite see in real time who got the ball or not, or whether the defender got the ball or not, but they in actual fact went up the other end, and bosh, how is that for a strike? They equalise by flying up the other end after we smashed the bar from 35 yards with Neymar. Schürrle just destroys the goal net with that hit, put his foot right through it, and they're back on level terms at 1-1. So now we are headed to extra time unless something else happens in the final 10 minutes. Gareth Bale turns his side onto his left, which is obviously what I'm always going to do. Dante comes across, so we played it across to Costa, but he was able to get himself back across to block the shot from the Spaniard Dante, and it was a very, very good block in the end. Still coming forward though, there's 5 minutes left now. This time it's Diego Costa out wide cutting in. Thought about having the shot, instead lays it to Pogba. This time we are able to get the shot off on target properly, and we score the goal as well to give us a 2-1 lead on the night, a 3-2 league on aggregate, and as you can see progress us through to the next round of the Champions League. So we are through to the quarterfinals, I believe that is now, of the Champions League. So we now have a game against Spurs in the Barclays Premier League. We're currently second thanks to our draw and defeat against against Hull City and West Ham respectively in yesterday's episode. So we could really do with a win here, although it is away from home at White Hart Lane. Tottenham are obviously a decent side, especially at home. Hugo Lloris in goal is not going to be easy to beat. Harry Kane up top, and Nasser Chadli, Andros Townsend at wide, Moussa Dembele. Could be hard to keep quiet, so we'll try our best and we'll see if we can get 3 points, and if we can, maybe Arsenal will slip up and we might be able to close the gap again to them. But as you can see, playing the rotation side again, we're still having fixtures that are weekend midweek, weekend midweek, weekend midweek, and at the minute I'm prioritising the Champions League. Obviously we won that last year, and if we could win it again this year that would be fantastic, and then obviously if we can do well in the BPL and win the title, then great. If not, then we'll have to settle for another Champions League spot next year and see what we can do in Europe this year. But you'll have to let me know. Do you think I should prioritise the Champions League to try and retain it, or should I switch? Should I prioritise the BPL, try and win the league title, considering we've already won the Champions League, and do it that way. If I could win both, then obviously I will go all out for both. But at the minute, I'm prioritising the Champions League. But if you would like me to, put all of my efforts into well, not all of my efforts, but start the better side in the BPL and play a weaker side in the Champions League to try and prioritise a domestic league win, then I will definitely do that. Ramirez just about manages to get on the end of that through ball as he steals it off Ryan Mason, I think it was. Plays it into Nathan here. He's going to dance inside really, really nicely, actually, but it's a smart save by Hugo Lloris, not once, but twice, as the header from Kennedy is well saved, although unfortunately he was offside, so even if it had gone in, it wouldn't have counted. In stoppage time at the end of this game against Tottenham, it was a really quiet game in actual fact. Chance, though, to win it at the very end. We hit the inside of the post with a header from Gary Cahill. Not to be. A 0-0 draw against Spurs away from home, similar to the sort of game we had against Hull away from home. We dominated the game, had plenty of chances, just couldn't seem to get the ball into the back of the net with this weaker side. So, after an international break, we headed back to the BPL action again, but equally frustrating. We have a 2-week break. I think, great, I can start the first strength side. Nope. After this game against Stoke comes the first leg in the Champions League quarter-finals against Borussia Dortmund just 3 days later. So we're playing the same side that played against Tottenham here at home against Stoke. So fingers crossed we can have just as many chances, maybe even a few more, and this time actually get the ball into the back of the net past the goalkeeper, because obviously their goalkeeper's not going to be as good as Hugo Lloris, although Jack Butland in real life is having a very exceptional season, and to be fair, is a decent goalkeeper. But they're playing a 4-4-2, similar formation to Hull played yesterday, with two CDMs rather than two out-and-out centre mids, and they obviously have Alex Pato on top as well. As you saw, he's signed for them on a free at the beginning of this season. Bertrand Traore has the first effort well blocked. Nathan is really unfortunate with that wonderful strike off the bar, and Pedro's attempt to try and turn in the second rebound unfortunately goes wide of the target. Pedro cutting inside here, though, as you can see just a few moments later, into Ramirez, quickly to Nathan. He again uses a run of Bertrand Traore to work some space, but Butland makes a very good save. Down low to his left-hand side. 8 minutes in, still 0-0. 13 minutes in, again, dominating the proceedings here, having plenty of chances, although it's a very good tackle by Mark Wilson, and then he stabs a foot at the loose ball rather than just walking off with it, and we create another chance. Ramirez flashes this one just wide of the post. It was initially on target, but bent away and then brushed the side netting as it went wide harmlessly for a goal kick. Eric Peters into Marko Arnautovic here, though, laying it back to Mark Wilson. This time does decide to play a pass rather than just toe poking it to nobody. Phil Barsley turns inside the defender really nicely there, and the strike from the Stoke player hits the top of the bar and bounces back out, luckily for me, to a Chelsea player. Willian with a free kick here. Nathan with a header, of all people. He's not the tallest, similar to how Verinia had a header in the game against Wolfsburg. Not the tallest of players having the header, but goalkeeper on hand to make a comfortable save. Ramirez turns inside again. Then that pass was not meant to go to him whatsoever. It was meant to go to Willian, but Willian does end up on the ball thanks to a rather fortuitous change in possession, and then Nathan's shot. I tried to finesse that into the bottom corner, and he just finessed it straight at the goalkeeper. I don't know why. I don't know whether his finishing stat isn't high enough to be able to accurately pop one in the bottom corner like that, or whether I just misplaced it myself. But I tried my best to put that in the bottom corner, and it just didn't come off. Into the second half, though, Pedro turns inside one, and then inside two, and then he does get it right into the corner with a finesse shot. Lovely finish from the Spaniard. Brilliant strike. You'll see from the replay how he's able to just arrow it into that top corner. Turns inside one defender and inside the second, and then bend it around the man that's coming in to try and tackle him from the left-hand side. The defender has just tried to tackle. Bends it around him so the keeper can't see it properly into the top corner. We are 1-0 in front. Fantastic. Lofted ball over the top, though, rather Stoke-esque in fairness. Alex Pato picks up on the knockdown, turns one way then the other, completely sells me, and then Gary Cahill does nothing there. Pato has the shot and just falls over next to Gary Cahill. You'll see from the replay, Cahill does lean in, but there's no contact. He just, Pato just slips. There is no contact there that it could be deemed as a foul, but the referee gave it. Pato steps up for the penalty, half an hour from time, and buries it. That's Stoke 1, Chelsea 1. Stoke went park the bus, and when Stoke go park the bus, a side that physical and that strong at the back, you can't break them down. So a 1-1 draw against Stoke, unfortunately. So 2 draws in today's episode in the BPL. That's 3 draws and a defeat from our last 4 Barclays Premier League games. Not good enough. at all, but we have been forced to play with the rotated side because of the prioritisation of the Champions League. If you would like me to switch that around, then let me know in the comment section and on Twitter, and I will do my best to try and switch around, play a stronger side in the BPL and perhaps a slightly weaker side in the Champions League, despite the fact we stand a good chance of winning the Champions League again. But for now, that's going to bring today's episode to a close. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Drop the video a like if you enjoyed, of course, and subscribe if you haven't already. Check the channel page for anything you may have missed over the past few days. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't done to this point as well, and check all the links that are going to be on your screen and in the description to my social media and to the merchandise store. But for now, thank you very much for watching again, and I will see you next time.